I have a really simple way of restoring anybody's breath pattern. Before then, I spent a number of years looking at the mechanics of breathing, how to cue breathing, how to use breath to reduce stress. And then I found the body's way. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how pandiculation, this blueprint that you have within your body, can help you to breathe better, feel better, and restore your energy and vitality. So pandiculation is, when you've been sitting for a long time, and you feel this urge to unwind from within. It's called the stretch and yawn response. And I want to share with you how even that language is not actually correct. There's an updated version of this blueprint that we have within our body that helps us to feel better, breathe better, and restore our vitality. So when I first started looking at breathing, it was because I was working with people who had chronic pain, or they had some kind of stiffness and strain. They weren't able to move with ease, right? And one of the kind of telltale signs was the stuckness in the diaphragm, the breath, the breathing, right? And I found really wonderful ways of helping them to release the stuckness and to find this whole body sensation of breath. And that's where it began. And in those days, we looked at this breathing diaphragm, the pelvic floor, and how they had a rhythm. They would move in synchronicity when everything was moving well. And if it was stuck, how could we release the stuckness? And I would sometimes use manual therapy, to release some of those stuck areas, or soft balls. And the soft balls were really helpful, so the kind of soft myofascial balls. You might have seen those foam rollers. That's where we began. And I mean, foam rolling is just not going to do much in terms of whole body vitality. And the reason that I want to share this is because when you're busy and you don't really have enough time in your day, the last thing you want to do is try and fit in 4 or 5 different practices just for you to feel well, when you can come to one practice that will integrate your body as a whole, right? That's what this is about. And as a practitioner, instead of my having to now look at a manual therapy where sometimes I would spend the entire session. So if someone came to me, the entire hour was just spent releasing the strain in their body manually before they could do any kind of movement, right? And it would take up a lot of my energy. And today I use less energy to get someone to move well, right? So that's where I'm at the moment. And in fact, not at this moment, it's been happening for the last 15 years. Ever since I felt this, it was like, oh my goodness, I don't have to do any of this other stuff anymore. I can just guide someone to their body's innate way of restoring vitality. The body's innate way of restoring the natural rhythm of breathing. So the reason that our breath pattern becomes stuck is because our body is in a different state. It's in a protective state. It's in a survival state if we're looking at the nervous system, but it is out of tune. Our body is like a musical instrument, literally. Our fascia, this soft matter that gives us our structure and form, is sensory. It's like tuning a musical instrument. So when you are out of tune, your physiology's shifted, your biology's shifted, your mood has shifted. You are literally, your whole self is out of tune. So I want to come to this practice and why I no longer teach breathwork. Pandiculation, this urge that we feel is there, and we can access it in movement in different ways, and I'm going to show you in a moment how that happens. But for now, I really want to just ask you, when you are reaching for a mug on a top shelf in your kitchen, just notice the next time you do that. Does your body take a breath in or a breath out? And something else to notice is, even if you're like I'm sitting on the ground, When I'm reaching to get something, does my body take a breath in or out? If I'm folding forward to pick something up off the ground, does my body take a breath in or out? And the natural rhythm of your body is to take a breath in. It's the breath in that expands everything and stabilizes your body. It's not the core control or engaging your core. And listen, I came from a Pilates background. We were looking at co-contraction of the core to stabilize the body. I spent a great deal of time learning how to teach someone thoracic breathing, so letting the trunk expand and then contract and then move, okay? And I gave that up, that way of moving, just over, 20, it's actually 20 years now. So just as I stopped engaging the core, we went into this space of Pilates, core control, core engagement, and it grew exponentially. And where I sit right now is saying, no, that was not the correct way. Actually, the body can self-stabilize. It already is held in a particular way. And we expand and spiral to get our range to kind of reach. A reach doesn't happen with a stretch. The body doesn't stretch. And I've got a video around pandiculation versus a stretch. You can watch that one. But the body doesn't stretch, it expands. And it's that expansion that allows the breath to arrive. The reason that we feel stuck is our emotional state puts us into a contracted state. We hold our breath here. We protect ourselves. Our nervous system protects us when we go through stressful situations, traumatic situations. The resulting biology or the neurology or the neuropsychology is that we go into this held protective state. The way that we perceive the world shifts. So our nervous system is helping us to learn and protect and survive. And we want to override that sensation. And one of the ways is to bring our body into a resting state. Now, look at the kind of where we're going with this. When your body is at rest, what do? You sigh, right? Your body is doing it spontaneously. And that's how we want to bring in breath work, if you like, is to restore this natural rhythm of your body. So breathing is a rhythm, remember, number one. Our body becomes stuck or strained when that rhythm is out of tune. And what this motion does, pandiculation, oh my gosh, it's so simple. It brings our body in tune, even if it's just for a moment. And when your body is back in tune, there's biological processes that happen that restore your energy. And this is why for so many years, in whatever practice we've been involved in, whether it's the Western world or Eastern practices, breathing has become this standard or this kind of theme in all of those, the importance of breathing. And yes, it is, but if you start teaching your body something that it already knows, why not meet your body where it's at? Bring your body to a resting state and allow the process to emerge. And when I started doing that, it became so easy to guide people. I can't even begin to tell you. And it began first in my own body, right? So I can't tell you how that shifted everything. So coming back to how do you now connect with your natural movement patterns? I've given you one example. Next time you go and reach for something on a top shelf in your kitchen, or you fold forward to pick something up off the ground, notice how your body takes a spontaneous breath in. Somatic practices help you to tune into your body sensation. That is the first step. You want to reconnect with your body to bring it back in tune, right? Now, there are other practices that you can cultivate so that you become aware of this intelligence of your body, I'm going to guide you to one of them to bring that pandiculation sensation back. So if you come and lie on the ground, you can do it with me now, we'll do it later, and just come to a place of rest. So when I bring my body to rest here, it might give me a few movements, and I follow the urge. I'm just following the urge from within. My body will send me a sensation, and it's pandiculating right now. Okay, your body may not do this right now, and it's okay. You can maybe invite that, I've just woken up for the first time today. And notice how the breath arrives, and then it's followed by a sigh and a little bit of an unwinding, right? Something that I want to tell you that's so important is when you are not pandiculating, it just means that your body has adapted to protect you from a trauma response or a stress response in your past. So working through the body to release trauma and stress is a wonderful way to heal trauma without having to talk about it, right? So let's come back to the ground. Can you bend your right knee? So if you're watching this, it's my left, your right knee. And if you bend your right knee, just resting, and how you move will make a difference to whether your arms are close to your body. With your arms close to your body, can you notice how your shoulders have less space? The area around your shoulders, it feels in a contracted state. And what do we want? We want expansion. Take the body out of its natural protective pattern. We want expansion. So just resting here, finding what feels easeful. And then with your right foot, can you send the floor away from you so your body starts to unwind? So what you'll notice is when you stand into the ground or press the floor away, your pelvis starts to roll. And there's a breath that arrives. And if you connect with that and just notice, I've just woken up for the first time today, find that pandiculation sensation. It's like a whole body yawn sensation. It's like, when you yawn, it's like, I just want to get into there. The breath arrives. And then there is a sighing sensation. And you can let that go at any time. You can rest in between. And just explore that motion a few times and how movement really happens from sensation. There's no effort involved. Your body hears that your foot is sending the floor away, and it will come to this natural pattern. Send you an in-breath, and sometimes you can reach that knee towards the ceiling and maybe get more of an expansion, and then you rest on the ground. Okay. And in the next practice, can you bend both knees? Just rest your feet on the ground. And you can send the floor away with both feet, and you might find that your body kind of rocks a little bit. If you take your feet a little further away, you can kind of find this rocking motion. And if you send the floor away, does your body take a spontaneous breath in? If not, it's okay. What you can explore is to press one foot into the ground and let go, and press the opposite foot into the ground and then let go. And the whole purpose of the practice is to notice how the body expands. Expands means there's a breath that arrives spontaneously. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to try and do it. It's just, the most important is the sensation. And even if it's not a big breath, it is okay. What's really important is to sense the ground and begin the motion. It doesn't matter that it's small, or it might be that if your body has more stiffness and strain, you might not notice this big expansive sensation, this fascial web moving as a whole. Okay, so you could let go of that. I'm going to give you a one more. Is to, you had your knees bent, so just to rock your pelvis from side to side a little. And find this kind of rocking, soothing motion. You know that when we rock newborn babies to soothe them, it's because we want them to feel nurtured. It stops that tension in the body, right? And babies who are tense will have colic because their diaphragm is stuck. So this rocking motion brings us to a primal sensation of being soothed. And then you can drop your knees over to one side, ooh, and get that expanding pandiculation, ooh, a body yawn. You could go onto the same side. And does that feel better for you than the first one? Or not? Might feel different. So could you find that for yourself on either side? You drop the knees, let the breath arrive. So if you're a movement professional, you're not having to teach when to breathe in or out. You're just allowing. Even if it means that your body takes a breath out, it's okay. You can come back and discover an expansion. If it doesn't work for you in the way that you think it should, please let that go. There's no kind of, I have to get this right. Just listen to your own body and find what feels good. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few more. So you can rock and roll over to a side, doesn't matter which one. Just roll to come up into sitting, right? So now we're in seated. Remember how you used your feet against the ground to get a whole body response, the whole movement of your body. So the way that we are learning anatomy or fascial anatomy, that the body is not made up of individual muscles, but one fabric. You are just one fabric, one web that expands from the inside out, right? So if you are in seated like I am right now, you can sit with your knees here if it feels comfortable. It doesn't matter where you are. Let's explore that whole body moves from the inside out. So just like your feet, you have your hands, resting your hand on the ground, maybe the heel of your hand. You can send the floor away. And when you send the floor away, your body takes a spontaneous breath in. You want an expansion, and then a sigh, right? An expansion and a sigh. And it doesn't matter how small or big, it's just becoming aware that when you send the ground away, your body might feel a little stiff somewhere, and just feel free to listen, to find what feels good, and then you come back. So that's the other way you can initiate this whole body expansion, this pandiculation sensation of expansion and then a little sigh, right? And the sending the ground away you could do here. You can sit on the ground like this and send the floor away. And what we're doing is getting into our area here in the lower back. Remember, we are one fabric. There's no separation, one continuous fabric from the inside out. Within that fabric, you have areas that are more dense, like our lower back, neck and shoulders, which is why we feel more restriction and soreness there. It's dense. And when we are in a stress response and our body becomes stuck in the stress response we're holding on the inside. So the whole web changes, its shape changes, the whole thing, which is why we want to tune in and come to an easier state. So pandiculation, sending the ground away, will begin to unwind some of those stiff areas. The rocking motion that we did earlier on the ground also softens the tissue, softens the strain on the inside. It gives your pandiculation a much better expansion, okay? So those are a couple of ways in sitting, just coming to the ground. You send the floor away. One of the practices, and this doesn't require effort, it just requires an awareness of sending the floor away. The body takes a whole body breath, and then a sigh as you come back. So that is also a pandiculation sensation, right? So every time your body hears you reaching or sending the floor away, it's going to take a breath in and then a sigh. So at the heart of the practice is the body takes a spontaneous breath in, there's a bit of a pause, and then a sigh. And the best way to restore your natural rhythm is to work with your body's way of restoring your natural rhythm. Pandiculation, I'm giving you one of the blueprints. There's also rocking. So you want rocking to release the stress and strain that's held in your body's fascial tissue. So when it softens, you sigh, or you can, expand. One of the other practices that I guide is the body bounce. When you're body bouncing, you can soften, and then your body goes into this expansion, and then to find that sensation of a sigh, right? I'm going to give you a few more. So in this one, we come onto our hands and knees, or just to our knees like this. And just like your feet sending the floor away, you can use your hands to send the floor away. And just that sending the floor away, you're going to expand into your lower back. Remember, your body doesn't stretch, it expands, and we want to feel that expansion. We've been told that we need to stretch, and stretching is like from the outside in. But if you send the floor away, your body moves from the inside out, gets to everywhere. So sending the ground, you can play with this. Where do your hands move? And again, if you're feeling a little stiff in your back, you might not feel the complete expansion. It's okay. You could also take your hand across the body and send the ground away. Where you place your hand is up to you. Where do you feel that sensation? And just think of it as one ballooning net. Expands, and then there's a sigh. And the expansion begins with sensation. So remember, you're not telling your body what to do. Your body already knows when it feels the sensation. And just send the ground. You might rock a little. Another blueprint like this might come up where you're just coaxing, pulsing. And for your body's breathing to return to a natural rhythm, to bring it back in tune, you're releasing the stuckness and strain. You want to find what feels good from within. When you find what feels good, your body starts to play music, right? I know this might sound a little out there for you, but really your body's fascia, the research and science is showing that it produces sound, it emits light. It's really literally, your body's like a musical instrument, right? So coming back to, pandiculation. Okay, so those are the couple of ways. I want to show you one other way, just on your hands and knees. And you rest your head. And in a resting state, you're not trying to align the spine or move your body. Just let go. Just let go like you would if you were a tired horse, or you have this nice little
releasing your spine. And then you can let your body start to unwind here. And what does this remind you of? So in yoga, we've got cat stretch, right? But this is different. This is actually how all mammals move. Cats, dogs, lions, tigers, the foxes that I see outside, they pandiculate, right? It's an expansion from the inside out. And you can start from a resting state like this. And what's so remarkable about this blueprint of your body that does everything, it brings your body back in tune, including your pelvic floor. You don't have to do Kegels. You don't have to do special movements for pregnancy. And that's because we're tapping into the body's fascial web. It knows how to organize itself. And I hope you're going to take a couple of those away with you. Our body is sending us information to self-regulate in our daily lives. That urge to pee that we feel, it's a sensation, right? It comes from within the body. In nervous system regulation, it's called interoception, body sensations that come from within that tell us the state of our nervous system. Heart palpitations when we're anxious is an example of a nervous system in dysregulation. We can bring our body to that resting state. So if you came to the ground and you were resting and you felt that urge to pandiculate, that resting state is how your body recharges, and it sends you information like pandiculation, like rocking, to bring your body into regulation. You know, when I kind of look at this whole, or sense my body as a whole, it becomes really simple. That felt experience of my body already knows it's doing all these different things all at once beyond my mind. My mind is not involved in this process. What I mean by that is I'm not telling my body to breathe in and out. I'm not telling my body to move in a particular way. Your body brings you back in tune through its own process of motion that integrates breath, movement, emotion, and your entire way of being. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me how some of that movement felt. And if you were confused with anything, or you want me to make a video about something, please leave me a comment below. And if you want to work with me, I have a free video that you can watch of how to get your body into this vitality state. And it also has information of a program that you can join called Intune. Now, Intune is for women, and it really addresses women's biology. We really need to learn how to listen to the interoceptive sensations that come from within our body as women. And how do we use that information to nurture ourselves through every stage of our lives, including menstruation, perimenopause, and menopause. And how do we unlock our body's blueprint for movement, so keeping our structure youthful? How do we stay youthful and move at any age, right into our 80s and 90s? Because movement is so essential. Our bodies tell us that. So yeah, please share with me anything else that you want to know. And I hope that you have connected with some of your inner wisdom today.